Good morning, happy Monday. I always do a short video that's like, excuse me, a minute long, and then I will do a longer video, kind of elaborate on everything a little bit. So this morning's short video, I know, the glare is awful. This morning's short video was on being responsible, taking responsibility. This is something I want everybody to think about, and please, please talk to your kids. Even a 4-year-old can start taking responsibility for picking up toys. So we have to talk about this. Make it part of your life. Make it a norm in your family. You know, accepting responsibility is how we do things. You are the only one, my love, that can make decisions in your life. Everything is ultimately up to you. Unless you're unconscious, it's up to you. If you go along with something, if you don't go along with something, if you accept a job, you don't accept a job, you pay a bill, you don't pay a bill, you cut your bangs, you don't cut your bangs, you buy a car, you don't buy a car, you go to work, you don't go to work, that all falls on your shoulders. You're making that decision. That also goes as far as healthcare. If you're ill and you need to see a doctor, baby, that lands on your shoulders. Trust me, I am speaking from experience. I'm a retired surgical intensive care nurse. And of all people on this planet, many years ago, I was just blowing off my mammogram. I had other things to do. Yeah, I'll do it next year. It's fine, no worries. I ended up with breast cancer. I had a double mastectomy. June 25th, I will be 10 years cancer-free. But, I mean, I may not be responsible for having cancer, but not getting my mammogram, honey, that falls on me. Maybe had I had it done sooner, I wouldn't have had a double mastectomy. And yeah, I mean, I look wonderful today. I look great. But it was hell getting here. Chemo is not fun. Losing your hair is not fun. The surgeries were not fun. Ultimately, I have to accept responsibility. I got myself in this mess. Mental health care needs. If you are dealing with stress, anxiety, you can't sleep, talk to someone. Whether it's your family physician, someone such as myself, anybody, a priest, your rabbi, I don't care. Talk to them. I know a lot of people don't want to be taking a lot of meds. Hey, I'm the same way. I take my supplements and my vitamins, you know, and that's about it. I'm not on a lot of medications. I don't like that. A lot of times, whatever's eating you, whatever's causing you the stress and the anxiety, you just haven't thought of how to deal with it. You just haven't worked it out yet. That's why I'm encouraging you to talk to somebody. A fresh perspective may help you figure it out. So instead of, you know, you're having the boiling stomach and the heartburn and, you know, the headaches and the high blood pressure, well, instead of just worrying about, I don't want to go on medication, so I'm not going to talk to anybody, talk to somebody. If you figure out what's causing the problem and how to deal with it constructively, you may not need the medications. So let's think about that. And if it is post-traumatic, I can't think this morning, post-traumatic stress syndrome, or complex PTSD, don't ignore it. Don't just say, well, that's the way my life's going to be. It's not. It doesn't have to be. It does not have to be. I treat tons of people with complex PTSD and PTSD, and they have beautiful lives. So get the help that you deserve, because you deserve to have a happy, healthy life. You just have to take responsibility for this. It falls on your shoulders. You are responsible for your actions, inactions, attitudes, behaviors. What you do, you don't do. You wish you should have done, honey, and you're responsible for the consequences, and sometimes those suck. They do, which is why I want you to talk to your kids. They are responsible for doing their homework, or getting a bad mark, or not getting to go out to recess, or getting a down slip. I don't know if they still do those. But in junior high and high school back in the day, if you weren't making good grades, they would send a note to your parents saying, hey, you're failing this class, heads up. But your kids have to take responsibility. They can also have responsibilities around the house, you know, picking up their clothes, helping with the laundry, watching after, you know, their siblings for a little bit while you're doing other things, making their bed. Just even if they're 3, brushing their teeth, washing their face before they go to bed, saying their prayers, getting their jammies on. Those are little things, taking their plate to the kitchen, little things, but it starts them learning responsibility. Makes them feel like a grown-up. You know, okay, these are your responsibilities. They will eat that up. They will love that. And then, you know, if they do really well for the end of the week, okay, everybody gets to go for ice cream or pizza, or we get to watch our favorite show, some little something, family game night. That's kind of cool. Kids love that. Teach them young. Teach them responsibility. And on the topic of children, sweetheart, listen to me, okay? When you have children, honey, they are your responsibility. When you have that child, that baby is your first priority from that point on. Your life is about your kids. It's all about the kids. You may have to work a job you're not really crazy about, but the insurance is good and you have kids and it pays well. Been there, been there. I was a single mom. I have, you know, working in the hospital, I worked 7P to 7A in surgical intensive care because you got a little extra for working nights. And it was hard. And I did that for a very long time. But the insurance was good. The pay was great. I did enjoy my job. It was just stressful. Didn't get to see my son. Didn't get to tuck him in at bedtime. But, you know, I was able to spend time with him, of course, on my days off and, you know, before he got to school and stuff. But it's an issue. Sometimes you got to make those sacrifices to take care of your kids. They're your responsibility. It's up to you to make sure they have a safe place to live. They have food, nourishing food. I don't mean junk food. I'm not talking bags of Doritos and Capri Sun. I am talking, you know, if nothing else, sandwiches. You know, they need, you know, nourishing food, real live fruit and veggies, honey. They need good meals. They need clothes that fit them and that are appropriate for the weather. They need to go to school every day unless they're sick. And that's your responsibility to make sure all of these things happen, that they go to the doctor, they get the vaccinations that they need. It's all up to you. And this is when it gets kind of tough as a single parent sometimes. They want to do the extracurricular activities. You know, they want to be in choir, they want to be in band, they want to play football. Yeah, and the money may not be there. It's okay to ask for help. If you have to ask grandma and grandpa, hey, can you pitch in? Maybe, you know, you can work some extra jobs doing something, you know, helping somebody with ironing or, I don't know, baking or something to bring a little extra money in. You can always go to the other parent if you're co-parenting and say, hey, they're wanting to do football, they're wanting to do basketball, volleyball, whatever it is, I'm going to need a little help here. Because if you're co-parenting, it's that other parent's responsibility too. You are both always and forever going to be parents to this child. You may not like each other, don't care. The point is, you love your baby. You love your kids. That's what, you know, that's what counts. That's what matters. So you pull together. You're always a united front for that child. Always. They're not going to play one against the other. Mom and dad, they may not be living together. They may have, you know, different partners now, but we are a united front when it comes to the kids. That's a have to. Take responsibility. Teach your children responsibility. And for those individuals that see this, that have addictions, sweetheart, you have to accept responsibility for this. Okay? You have to get the help. You can't do it by yourself. You might think you can. Get the help that you deserve. I'm not going to say get the help that you need. You know you need the help. You deserve the help. You are worthy of kicking this addiction. You're always going to be an addict, but it's up to you to get control and maintain control. And you can do this. You can have the addiction can have you. Okay? Think. Come on. Pick up the phone, make the call. Get some help. For those dealing with legal issues, and I know you are out there, Oh, sweetheart, please. I'm gonna be the big bad mom now, okay? Go ahead, roll your eyes. I see it coming. If you have done something stupid, just turn yourself in. I mean, seriously. Just, if you were big enough and bad enough to do whatever the hell you did, then be big enough and bad enough to accept the consequences. Be big enough and bad enough to stand before the judge and say, yeah, I did whatever it was that you did. Own it. If you're big enough and you're bad enough, then you own it. You stand up and say, yeah, I did it, and I will accept the consequences. Honey, that's what grown-ups do. And I know people that are older than I am that are immature because they don't accept responsibility. It's always somebody else's fault. Somebody else made them do it. You don't understand. Nobody understands. I was just teasing. It was a joke. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. Well, honey, it did. You were involved. Accept the consequences. I know. I'm mean and I'm evil. But I do these videos because I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, care about y'all. A lot of people have never heard nurturing. They've never had loving conversations like this. I did a video the other day and I closed the video saying, you know, for everybody to take care and I love you. And I got tons of DMs and messages and comments that, oh my gosh, they hadn't heard this since they were a kid, since their Nana died or their Papa died or their mom or their dad. Nobody's told them these things. That's why I'm here. People do care about you. You may not want to see it. It may make you feel vulnerable. That's okay. It's okay to feel whatever you're feeling, okay? Just take responsible. Articulate your feelings. Tell people how you're feeling. People aren't going to know you're upset unless you tell them, hey, you hurt my feelings. You made me mad. And when somebody does upset you or make you mad, you have three options. You can react and shoot off your mouth. Accept those consequences. You might get punched. You can give it a moment of thought. Think, okay, what am I going to do? You still have consequences. Or, sweetheart, you can just walk away. Are they even worth your time and trouble? Those consequences, oh, they might say something. Whatever. Just be smart, okay? Please. Be responsible. Think before you do things. And yes, I truly care about each and every one of you. I genuinely do.